So this is the first issue, and that fault is gonna correlate with this P0234. Smoke in the engine for what I believe is gonna be an intake leak causing the misfires. But that one there is as simple as that hose is blown off. So I'm gonna cap that, and we're gonna keep on blowing. So what I've done is I've just zip tied that hose on because it was swollen. We're back connected, and we're just pouring out of this here, this PCV diaphragm. So I can pry that up, but likely it's gonna be torn. So these things all have to be resolved. So this is a 2013 Audi A5, check engine light, 11 fault codes in the system. So when you're looking at something like this, where you're gonna wanna start is your big money item, not repair wise, at least for me, but for the customer. And what could be best money spent, which may be very little, but it has a reduced oil pressure switch fault. So these are known to fail. You're usually looking for oil in them. This one doesn't have any oil in it. When that fault is illuminated at idle, there is no engine noise. You can pull the cap and you're seeing a lot of oil flow. So I believe it's just gonna be a switch. So that's gonna be that. But I'm still gonna push forward, and I'm still gonna diagnose other issues. The next one that I had, that I was gonna chase, was the intake air system leak. Now that fault there will cause this one, if you find what I find, and it will cause all these cylinders to misfire as well. You'll have the lean complaint, and you'll have an idle control fault, all because of this right here. As you see, it's just billowing out of this PCV valve. So I didn't see that initially first because the switchover valve or blow-off valve, the hose there that I got this zip tie now tied to, had been blown off. It was very soft. So I reinstalled it, zip tied it down to secure it. So we're gonna resolve the P0234 there. And now this will be the next thing, but I ain't gonna touch this until I've confirmed that this fixes that first fault. So have a plan of attack. Don't just fix everything at one time, because you may just be wasting their money and you ain't gonna get paid. So that's where I'm gonna start here. So I drove this vehicle 6 miles. The only warning is that bulb warning. I'll recheck it for fault codes. There are no fault codes coming back. Not to say that ones aren't not gonna come back, but that oil pressure switch that was coming back is no longer there. So the faults that I expect to see come back, when I look at the initial diagnostic sheet, are going to be the fuel pump and the fuel rail system pressure too low. That's a high pressure fuel pump all day long, and it's common. So, but as far as these other ones that were there, I don't expect to see any of those come back.